We're going to look at a trio of Austins here. This is Munstead wood. I got this as a 2-quart own root 2 seasons ago. So you see it's grown into a nice, bushy, full-size plant, and colors are just kind of magical right now. It's got that iridescent cerise purple and some crimson and some beautiful rich velvet gradient colors. This rose repeats extremely well. It is not the longest lasting rose, but I used to live near a trial garden in Texas, and I thought this variety may have performed the best of all the Austins, and can be counted on for just excellent repeat bloom. Beautiful colors, good strong kind of woodsy rose scent. Munstead wood. This is Gertrude Jekyll. Has been named England's favorite rose. It's an Austin and looks its part. Very famous for its fragrance, noted for having a very balanced true rose scent. And my plant I got as a 2-quart own root 2 seasons ago. And one thing that I did that worked out very well, you see I had about 3-foot tall canes that were kind of thin and wiry, and I trained them horizontally. And from the horizontals, you can see all these shorter stems with buds on the end. So I think the effort was very successful with this particular variety. And this is a technique people use on many climbing or sprawling roses to kind of pin the stronger canes down and get flowers coming out laterally from the horizontal canes. Gertrude Jekyll. Okay, this nice established bush is probably familiar to many of you. This is Jude, the obscure. This plant may be a little over 3 feet tall and over 6 feet wide and very nicely branched. I show you a close-up of the cluster, and what's famous are these chalice or ball-shaped blooms. They never really open much more than this, and they are pretty good sized. I mean, considering that they're round and the petals aren't spread open. Variety has a fantastic fragrance, very famous for its fruity kind of grapefruit or tropical fruit scent. Here's another cluster of some larger blooms. You see they're very, very consistent in form. The blooms are actually quite fleeting. They don't last very long, but what's good is that the plant is very strong growing and the repeat is excellent. Health seems to be very good as well. This is a rose that I inherited with my house when I bought it 3 years ago. This is, I believe, Camelot. I think it's just fabulous. You see the shape of the bush is just perfect and covered with blooms pretty much from bottom to top. And I'm going to show you a close-up of some blooms. All right, really has that sort of a old garden rose look to it. You see that very many-petaled center, and all of them are looking this way this spring. Younger bloom is deeper in color and gradually fades as it ages. Just a fantastic garden rose very long lasting, very good repeat, keeps itself very tidy, and just always loaded with nice quality blooms. I actually think maybe this was introduced before its time. Kind of looks like an Austin, but very good for hot, sunny climates because, you know, the blooms really hold up. This is Versigny, and I am just so impressed with the flower power of this rose. It seems like there are almost more blooms than petals, than foliage, and they are really nice blooms. You can see the gradient colors, apricots, pinks, kind of a almost beigey color, and very compact form. It has held up very well in the heat, and this rose, I didn't bother to prune it. I just stuck it in the vegetable garden, and it is just showing that it deserves a better place to live, or maybe it's just really happy here. Anyhow, very impressed with this variety. And you know, just button eye here, really got that old garden rose look, longer lasting than most Austins, and very heat resistant so far. Hope you enjoyed the rose. Thanks for watching. Bye. Here's one of the world's most famous roses. This is Peace by Francis Meilland, and show you the more open flower. Beautiful pastel shades of yellow with pink edges, gently suffusing the flower as it ages. I'm going to show you the whole plant. Very nice hybrid here. Maybe 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Dependable bloomer. Got a beautiful fat bud. Decent repeat. Not much in fragrance, although once in a while it can be very fragrant, but can't really just count on it for that. You know, I think if you bought a piece recently, they've been much more strong growing, really long, strong stems, very powerful growth. Maybe they found some better budwood or something, but peace for many years hasn't been as wonderful as this, so I would encourage you to maybe buy a new plant of peace if you weren't so successful or happy with it in previous years. Still one of the most beautiful roses ever created. Would need fungal protection if you live in a hot and humid area, but when it's right, it is just super. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is Larger Than Life, Christian Bidar's rose. That is absolutely humongous. One to a very strong stem and kind of a glowing, consistent light yellow. The blooms are not just big in diameter, they are also very heavy and thick petaled. I'll show you this bloom, probably going to be about 6 inches when fully open, and here at the earlier stage, just a very fat bud. And here's another one. This one's probably the nicest one, and excellent heat resistance, very good repeat. I've heard disease resistance is good so far. Very pleased with this rose. Hope you try it. This is this plant's second year. Progressed decently. Very high quality rose. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Here we've got the Alchemyst a couple of days later, and about a week later actually. And these are kind of the magical colors that I was hoping to get out of the rose. You can see kind of a salmon with a little bit of copper. The younger bloom showing more of the copper. The full bloom kind of showing that beautiful mix of yellows and salmons and coppers, and then it all lightens as it matures, and really some alchemy going on. Just a very beautiful rose. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey folks, this is Francis Meilland. When a rose is named after the patriarch, you know it's gonna be a pretty good one. And these are always, almost always, just single, solitary, perfect blooms. Francis Meilland is a very tall rose. You know, I think this rose can be 8 or 9 feet in a climate like mine at the end of the year. Still manages to stay very upright. Fragrance is excellent. Traditional tea rose scent. Very long lasting, beautiful long stems. You know, not always the most profuse blooms, but certainly can stand up to the heat, and very regular rebloom. I think that's much more important than just having a ton of flowers. In this case, the quality is extremely high, and you can see kind of straddles the form between a more traditional exhibition hybrid tea and an old garden rose. There's quite a few petals, so it starts out sleek and ends up very full petaled and with a more complex center. Overall, very high quality, very easy care rose. I think Francis Meilland won that award from the first rose to win that award from the American Rose Society when they went no spray, and very beautiful and very healthy and worthwhile rose. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, here is the classic lavender, sterling silver. Very pure shade of light lavender. You don't really think of this one as pink at all, as people do for many of the other lavender varieties. Actually grows quite well for me. Seems to like this climate. It can be kind of weak and difficult in humidity. Fragrance is just terrific. Very clear lemony scent, and this is the precursor to all the lavenders. I still think it's very worth growing if you got the climate for it. Okay, this is Love's Promise and Elysium. I think this is probably my favorite coloring among the reds. Just very, very velvety, black and red, very rich looking, very large bloom, over 5 inches across. I'll show you the whole plant. A large plant, like many of the red roses, perhaps not the bushiest habit, but nonetheless, very well worth growing, productive and vigorous. You see it works well with ebb tide in front of it. And here's a fully open bloom. And Love's Promise is a Meilland rose. This is Blue for You, one of the most specially colored varieties. See here. That purple to slate blue color that exists for Blue for You, and also Rhapsody in Blue, which I don't grow. I think they're related. Very nice bloom, pretty decent sort of apple scent, and very worthwhile for the color alone. This is Purple Lodge. A lot of folks got this when Ludwig's operated for a couple of years in the US, and mine is thankfully from a friend. The color for me has been more crimson than purple. Very, very deep red coloring. Occasionally it is purple, but I think most people would agree this is really more often crimson than purple. Show you the plant. It is very, very healthy, very free blooming, very vigorous, and fragrance is pretty good. Kind of a spicy scent. This is Blue Dress, a small rose of Japanese origin. I will post the hybridizer's name, and I do think it really is a step closer to blue than what you mostly see on the market. Kind of approaching blue from that light lavender gray standpoint, as opposed to from a purple standpoint like Blue for You does. Not much fragrance on this, but I hear the disease resistance is good. The bloom is small, almost like a little mini flora kind of rose, but color very interesting. This is Towering Rose Magic, Cathedral Bells, Sor Emmanuel. And last time I did this rose, I don't think I captured it while too many blooms were open, so taking a quick second look, see very much that old garden rose, globular form, some nice petals, nice blooms, upright plant. You look at it here. Again, this is very young. I've only had it 3 months, and it came in one of those Home Depot coffins, so very nice progress. This is Osiria, very dark, rich, velvety red with almost a stark white reverse. Very impressive bloom. I'll show you some more open blooms here. Hopefully we're gonna get the camera right, because red is difficult for a lot of cameras. And blooms are very substantial in the 5-inch range. They are especially heavy. Here you see the bud. Very long lasting. Actually has kind of a decent spicy scent to it. Grows quite well for me. Has a reputation for being difficult to grow. In fact, one of the major rose growers removed it for performance reasons, but here very nice. Really like how royal it looks. Osiria. Gonna revisit one of the most floriferous varieties in the garden. This is, of course, Julia Child, and here you get a better sense of what it looks like when it's in full bloom. Love all the different shades of yellow, from very deep to very light. And you know, it works because the whole plant is full of blooms like this. Very good repeat. Nice, strong, anise scented flower. Very easy to grow and popular the world over. Julia Child. Here's Neil Diamond coming into full bloom. And this is a huge plant. Just back up and show you all of it. Blooming in candelabras. Extraordinarily fragrant rose. Very colorful, very good repeat. Here would be about what the perfect bloom looks like. It really does have a very nice hybridy shape, and then as it ages it kind of gets more fluffy, so it looks, you know, like it belongs with either modern roses or with old ones. Always welcome in a bouquet for its outstanding scent. This is the Tantau Evers Rose Capri, and it is sort of a soft orange flushing to pink at the edges. I'm gonna show you what the bud looks like. About the same color, pretty stable coloring. And I show you the plant, and seems like it will have a very nice, even, dense habit. This rose has a strong, I think, citrusy fragrance. I got this as a 1-year-old own root last year, so it's made decent progress. This, I think, is a 10-gallon pot, so you can see the scale of the plant. And so far I've been happy with it. Only thing is, petals are a little bit soft. We'll see how it holds up in heat and how it blooms in summer, but certainly very beautiful form and nice color and fragrance. Capri by Tantau Evers.